Hi, this is Yvon Prehn, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I create the videos that I share with you. On my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Yvon Prehn, I have 75 videos, and I'm adding new ones all the time that cover a variety of topics on how to do various kinds of church communications, how to download things, how to find fonts. I have some of them grouped into playlists that have similar topics grouped together. And after looking at these, a number of you have asked, how do I create them? And I'm more than happy to share this. Now, this is not going to be a complete how-to on every single piece of software that I'm using, but I think it'll give you a good overview, a good idea on how to get started. After I go through this and you look at it, if you have additional questions, please email me. But what I want to do now, first I'm going to show you the tools that I use. Then I'll give you some tips. Then I will briefly demonstrate the ways that I use all of them. First of all, of course, I use PowerPoint. I use it for the initial and sometimes the final slide. I also use it behind the scenes to outline my ideas. Sometimes you don't even see all of the different things that I have outlined on PowerPoint because you can edit that out later. I'll show that to you in a little bit. But it's a very useful outlining tool for me. Sometimes, though, the PowerPoint is the majority of the training where I will just go through, do this, do this, do this, do this. So PowerPoint is the #1 tool that I use. Then the key to all of it working, Camtasia. Camtasia is available on the TechSmith website at techsmith.com/Camtasia. This is, I love this program. This is just absolutely fantastic. Now, unlike a number of the different things that I talk about, this one, I consider it's fairly expensive. It's $299. You can download a free trial, and they do have it available for the Mac and the PC. Now, though this is much more expensive than anything else really that I demonstrate and anything else that I use for my ministry, it is absolutely essential. I couldn't do without it. And I'll show you how I use it a little bit more in just a few minutes, but we're just going over the overview right now. Camtasia is called screen recorder software. There probably are other ones out there. I've heard people mention that they are worth a few free ones here and there, but really for almost everybody that I know of professionally that does any kind of training where they're showing you something online, and where they're demonstrating something where you want to capture what's on the screen, Camtasia is just the thing that is used industry-wide. Everyone uses it, all the professionals. It's a fantastic piece of software. For webcam and microphone, I use the Logitech HD310. Right here. I do things as inexpensively as possible. You can order this online. You can order it. You can just, I think you can get it. I think I actually got it at Target. I needed something. The one that I had been using broke, and I dashed down to Target and got it. Very inexpensive, but it really works well. It does record high definition videos. The microphone's integrated right in it. I used to use a headset, a Logitech headset, but I found this works just as well, and it isn't as bothersome. So that's what I use. In saying that and showing it to you also, please keep in mind, this is how I do things. This is not your fanciest way to do things, not the most high-end, not the most high-tech. It's inexpensive. It's really not that hard to do, and it works. So if you're wanting to do simple how-to things for your church, this system might work well for you. And then, of course, whatever software or websites are needed, I'll go on to those in the process. Now, just some overall tips for creating these kinds of things. First of all, care more about your audience in your presentation. I think sometimes people, maybe they watch too much reality television or whatever. You can tell that they're very conscious that they're doing this presentation or something like that. And really, your audience is more important. I've always said to people when people have asked me about speaking tips or training tips or anything, I've always just said, just really care about your audience. In all honesty, today I thought, boy, I just need to get that out there. Some people need the answers to this. And I thought, thought, well, maybe you'll always think, maybe I should wait till I can do a more professional thing, or I can do a this, or no. If people have a question, if they need to know something, create it, get it out there for you people. Focus on them. Strive to make sense. More than anything else, don't try to show them how great you are or how important something is or anything like that. Just really try to make sense. Be very careful that you explain terms, that you show websites clearly, that you always remember that there will be people looking at it that don't know anything about what you're talking about. So strive to make sense. That's number one. Another thing, and this is really hard, don't redo and redo and redo. As you will learn with Camtasia, and I'll demonstrate it for you, it's very easy to edit stuff. And so if you make a mistake, just pause, restate what you're going to do. Maybe you don't like something. Sometimes though, just let it go and press ahead, because if you constantly redo from the start on your training, you'll never get done. You'll never get anything finished. We're not talking about Oscar winning work here. I mean, it's going to go up on YouTube. That's not exactly the most thrilling thing on the planet. Well, actually, it can be, but what I'm trying to say is don't obsess about it. Just get the information out there, get it done. As I was just saying, just edit it and get it out there. Okay, what is the process? Let's go through it. First of all, as I said, I outline things in PowerPoint. Then I will oftentimes check out the different websites that I want to use, and I'll have them minimized in my toolbar. I don't always do that, but sometimes I do, just to make sure that the information is there. For example, I went on the Logitech site to make sure that I could show you that camera. I had that queued and ready to go. I had the Camtasia site up there. But as you'll see in using the software, you don't have to do that. You can pause and, go up and do it, and that's not that big a deal. Okay, I assemble the materials too. If I'm going to demonstrate something, say I'm going to do something in Publishers, I'll get my clip art together, I'll get my images, those sorts of things, I'll have them in a file. Then I launch Camtasia. Now let me show you how that works. When you launch Camtasia, this is what comes up. Now, to record something, what you do is you just click this button here where it says record the screen, and then it will go to something like, wherever you're at. This is the presentation that we're doing right now, and you click on this little button right here. It actually shows that I'm recording, and it would actually have a countdown if I was starting a new one. I can't do that because I'm recording this. When you start it, once you start it, everything that you do on the screen from here on out will be recorded. Now I'm just going to minimize this, and I'm going to go over to the topography tips video that I just showed you and show you how I use it. Now, what you do after you launch Camtasia is you go through using your slideshow. So I'm click up here on slideshow, then from the beginning. Sometimes PowerPoint won't move things ahead as quickly as you want it to. So you kind of click over on the side, and if it doesn't do it fast enough, just don't be saying anything when that's happening, because you can edit that out later. And then you just click to advance your different images, and you can talk about them as you want to talk about them. Now, if you're going to go to another website, if you're going to demonstrate something, you want to pause and not say anything, and then you go down to your little end the show, and you get out of that. And I just, go through all of the different things. Right here, if for some reason something's slow in loading, where you have your little circle going round and round, what you want to do with Camtasia is you just don't want to be saying anything then, because you can edit that out. Sometimes when people don't really know what they're doing, they think they have to fill the blank spaces with chatter. You don't. Just let it do its thing, and then you'll come back and edit that out. And in demonstrating something like this, I just go through it and just do whatever I'm going to demonstrate, whether it's software, whether it's how to fill in a form, whatever it is, anything that is on your screen, both what you are demonstrating and your voice will be recorded. So if we recorded what we wanted to record, then you go back to Camtasia, you edit and produce it. Now let me show you how this works. when you click on the little box that says Save and Edit, this is what pops up. Your video will come into the Camtasia editing setup, and it automatically puts it down in your timeline here and on this screen, and then it says, what dimensions do you want your video to be? Now, I always select 1280 by 720. That works out really well for both YouTube and HD. There are all kinds of other things, and you can look them up, but that's what I choose. And then just click OK. Now then, the first thing here, it automatically puts in some zoom features. I find these are in the wrong place and I don't like them, so I click on it and I always remove them. Yes, I want to remove them. Then you start editing your video. Now I'm going to turn off the sound so you don't hear it, but you'd hear it playing. What you do is you want to watch this little bar down here. You click on play, and as you can see, it travel across. Now you can stop it, pause it at any time. Now let me look at this more closely for you. You see how you can take this green box and this red box and you can stretch it out like that. Now what you're doing here is you're cutting out that section of the video by using this little scissors right here. Cut. This is, you can see there's different things like this, different spaces in between. Usually this means I was pausing, I was going to another slide, whatever. For example, let me just jump over on here because I can pretty much tell. Here, let me just hit play. And you can see for some reason I decided I needed to go back and redo it. See, I'm starting all over again. And actually what I did on this is a lot of times I'll start out, I don't like what I said, and then I'll just, I'll go back. And so when I'm editing it, I actually will take out that entire section, clip, and it's gone. So instead of having to restart the whole program, things like that, if you make a mistake, just redo it, and then you can cut it out in the editing section, and you can just go through and do it like that. Just once again, here, I'll just show you what kind of looks like behind the scenes. You see a lot of times when I go back and I want to click on a particular thing and I'm going back into my PowerPoint and switching things around, doing all that kind of stuff. I don't want you to have to watch that. So here I switched from the PowerPoint into Paint.net. It took me a couple of seconds to do that. So now when I go back over the video editing, here's where it starts with what I was showing you. And then here's where it will then go into Paint.net. I just clip it right out. And so it's very seamless from showing you the video to the Paint.net. And see, that's all there is to that. So it's really just a real handy way to edit your work. Let me just stop it. But this is what I really spend probably a lot more time doing the editing than anything else with this, just because this is where you really can make a seamless presentation. And this way, too, you don't have to worry when you're recording it, oh, I said the wrong thing, or oh, it's taking me too long to get to this, or oh, where did I put that file? I lost it. As you can see in my stuff, there's a lot of blank spaces there that I edit out. When you want to really focus on something in your presentation, a lot of times I will, for example, go up and I want you to see the website more clearly. What you do is you just click on the zoom and pan, and then this goes up to something like that, and you can see I can see right there. That's how I focus on that. If I want to emphasize it a little bit more, you can go to what they call callouts, and when it looks like I'm drawing a line around something, it's actually just this little thing right here. And see that little S? That's sketch motion oval. And if I wanted to take longer to do it, you just stretch it out on your timeline. And so let's go back here, and now I'm going to hit play. See, it goes up to that, and then the sketch, and then I will stop it, go back to the zoom and pan, go back to full size, shorten that little sketch thing because I don't want it to still be there after I go up. Now let's try it again. Play, circle it, talk about that for a second, go back to the software. And you can kind of fiddle around, get that exactly what you want. But you see, you can do all of this extra work in Camtasia. Once you're done doing all of those things, all you do is you hit produce and share, and that's all there is to that. After you hit produce and share, Camtasia will then render your video, and a little screen will pop up and it'll do its little thing. How quickly it renders it depends on how long the video is and how powerful your computer is. Once that's done, it will create a file like this. Here we had the one that we just finished, and it just does all these things automatically. This is when you click on properties, you can see this is your MP4 video. This is what you would upload into YouTube, and then it has the first frame if you need that for an illustration, and then some other things for various things that I actually don't have any idea what to use them for. I, as I said, tend to focus strictly on what I need to do. I then take this, I upload it to YouTube. From YouTube, I then do the embed code onto my website. The MP4 video you can download, you can put it on a CD, you can just download it to your computer, and you know, if you want to project it, say, you know, on the big screen at church, just whatever you want to do with it. Now you've got the basic video, and it's yours to use for training or encouragement or however else you want to use it for the kingdom of God. So I hope this was helpful to you. Please let me know if you have additional questions, and may the Lord really bless you in your projects for Him.